Good morning. It's 6:22. You're watching Breakfast Television. We are looking down on Rogers Arena, and we are almost on the eve of training camp. And pretty soon they will be lacing them up there at Rogers Arena and at professional hockey rinks across North America. And we are excited to be joined by MacLean and Tara Sloane to talk about this year's edition of Hometown Hockey. It's the 6th year that this has been taking place. You guys, this is absolutely unbelievable. In my opinion, you're basically taking Hockey Day in Canada that is so successful. It takes a year to plan, and you've rolled it out for the last 6 years every weekend. It's unbelievable. Tell us about the experience.
You want to start?
No, you start, Tara.
Gosh, I mean, yeah, 6 years, it is hard to sort of encompass in a sentence, but I think the way that Ron and I view it is it's been an absolute privilege to be able to see the country in this way. Canadians trust us with their stories, and so, you know, we take that very, very seriously. But what's really clear is that hockey is a way for us to come together and, you know, see things through the lens of hockey that are universal to the rest of Canada.
You know, Michael, for me, by the way, Stray Cat Strut, the song you opened with there a moment ago, that was Wayne Gretzky's lucky song. When he won the Cup in '84, his agent, Michael Barnett, had to come over to the apartment and play that song for Wayne, and the Oilers won their first Stanley Cup in 1984. And that's stories, right? That's the heart of the matter. Tara goes out and does her hometown must at each and every stop, which is also a lot of work, not to make you tired before we begin. But it's a labor of love for sure. And I was saying, Tara did the Memorial Cup this year, and one of the quotes that stands out for me of all the season was Sean Dursey of the Guelph Storm saying he wanted to prove the people who believed in him right. And I think all of us who love hockey, I keep saying the Humboldt Broncos, that whole organization for me, there'll never be a light shone more brightly on what's good about our sport. But we want our show to be that same thing, something that allows you to actually have faith in the game of hockey and how the energy of crowds and players and volunteers collides beautifully.
Well, and that's the amazing thing that you guys have done with this hometown hockey. I have 3 kids involved in minor hockey, my daughter and 2 sons, and you are touching the local communities. What's happening in these minor hockey organizations? Because that's the foundation, and that's the unbelievable stories that you get to share.
Well, yeah, and those are the people who make this tick, right? I mean, you know, there are no hockey superstars that didn't come from somewhere, and most of them didn't come from our major centers. They came from all across the nation in small rinks and arenas, and the people that meant something to them are their minor hockey coaches, the Zamboni drivers, you know. So we want to make sure that we highlight who makes the whole thing run, basically.
Like when we were in Langley last year, Bowen Byram scores 5 points on the Saturday night ahead of our broadcast on the Rogers Hometown Hockey Sunday. And I went into the room and got to hold that stick that he had the 5-point game with. It was incredible. And then he came to the CHL top prospects, and then he goes 4th overall to Colorado, and get ready. You know, he's going to win a Stanley Cup, I think, in a year or two. But, you know, and that, I know the traffic's bad in Langley right now, but Bowen's something to, you know, smile about. And as you know, we'll be in the Lower Mainland twice this season as part of 5 stops in British Columbia.
Yeah, so you guys have a little run where you come out here 2 times. You'll be out here in December, once in Abbotsford, and then up on the North Coast, which will be an amazing experience as well. And then back in March, coming out here when the flowers will be in bloom for 3 stops in and around BC, including North Vancouver, my hometown. Now, the setup is absolutely unbelievable. You have the truck, you do a live broadcast, you bring in, it seems like, thousands of people. Tell us about the crew and the support.
We cannot say enough about the people who cross the country and stay on the road for 6 months straight and set up our entire festival that runs throughout the course of the weekend. You know, I mean, if you watch the broadcast, that's the Sunday night thing. But if you're in the community, you can come and check out our family-friendly events. And there are so many people behind the scenes. And what's amazing about them, aside from their incredible work ethic, is that they're just great ambassadors for the game. And we all kind of believe in the same thing. So we're very unified in that way.
I remember Jake Vertanen coming out to one of our festivals for you on the Saturday, Tara, and you did a great interview with him. And the Canucks, I'm very excited about Vancouver will be part of both those telecasts in the lower. You're the meteorologist, so Michael, I have a question for you. December 15th and March 15th, I need to know the weather in Abbotsford and in North Van coming up in March.
Yeah, we'll pinpoint it for you for sure, guys. Thanks so much. We really look forward to it. I'm sure Jake will join you again in his hometown of Abbotsford when you're out there. We really look forward to your stops here, and it's going to be a tremendous season. Kicks off on October 6th in Halton Hills, Ontario. So look forward to that. Thanks again.
Good
Russ,
luck to
now
your
let's
kids.
check in with you and find out what's happening with